Hello?
Under the name of the Duke, let me present the case before the court. Antonio, the friend of Bassanio, who borrowed 3,000 ducats from the rich merchant Shylock, had promised to repay the amount within 3 months, failing which Shylock could take 1 pound of flesh from Antonio's chest. Now, since neither Antonio nor Bassanio could repay, he had demanded 1 pound of flesh from Antonio's chest in return for the 3,000 ducats which he had lent before 3 months. It is quite obvious that he is envious of Antonio, since he refuses to take the sum with interest and wants the flesh. The Prince of Morocco, the wise young judge, gives the judgment that Shylock can take the flesh without a drop of blood lost from Antonio's body. So, Antonio is no longer a culprit, and the offender Shylock is put before the court. Hail the judgment.
Why does the two pause?
Shall I not have even my prison?
You shall. You shall. On. You shall have nothing except your forfeiture, to be so taken to apparent you.
Why did the devil give you a gun of it? I'll stay, no longer caution.
Carried through the law has yet another hold on you. It's enacted in the laws of Venice. And if it be proved against an alien that by direct or indirect attempts he seek the life of any citizen, the party against which he does contrive shall seize 1/2 of his goods. The other half comes to the privy coffer of the state, and the offender's life lies in the mercy of the Duke. In which predicament I say you stand down, therefore, and beg mercy of the Duke.
Beg mercy that you may have leave to be hanged.
Forgo with the fine and complain.
That we shall see the difference in our spirit. I pardon your life. Before you was it for half. Your wealth is Antonio's, and the other half will come to the general state.
They take my life and all means. They take my house when they rob. That has sustained my house. You take my life, you take the means.
What mercy can you render him, Antonio?
No health regards, nothing else. I got sick.
For please, my Lord Duke, and all court, forgo with the fine 1/2 is good. I am complained, so he will let me use the other half in trust relinquish. It's upon his debt until the gentleman lately stylish, providing order for the speak, shall presently become a Christian.
He shall do this, or else I do recant the pardon by let pronounce it here.
Are you contented to? What do you say?
Park prepared a little gift.
I pray you, give me leave to go from. I will send the deed after me outside.
Get your golem, but do it. Court dismissed.
Said the Romans were going to push the people back and make them angry. Why aren't they doing what you said they would do?
Come on, stand.
King has asked your question, Lord Chamberlain.
Stop it.
The Romans have degenerated minds, Most High Majesty. They do the unexpected.
Particularly one Roman, Master, the unexpected.
But with so few men. Mike, you all look so impressive. Any one of you could be the king.
His Divine Majesty, my Lord, told me, Lord of the upper regions and of the lower regions, son of Robert Horace and of Thoth, beloved debtor.
You welcome me, and I, Gaius Julius Caesar, comes from the Roman Senate on service Maximus. Thank you. The Senate and the people of Rome hail King Ptolemy and his sister, co-lord Queen Cleopatra.
They won't tell you so, but Cleopatra is dead. She tried to kill me, and then we chased her off into the desert, and there she died.
But whereas it is true that His Majesty's sister repeatedly plotted to have him killed, it is not true that Cleopatra is dead. Whereas it is true that she fled from Alexandria.
I seem to be always interrupting you, but the search for the truth can go on and on. But timeless, is it not, Lord Chamberlain, Chief Eunuch, King Ptolemy, an exalted rank, attained not without certain, which I was his sacrifice. Theodotus, am I right? Tutor to His Majesty in history, philosophy, and ambition. And Achilles, they tell me you're a good soldier. That's one to another. Then where is Queen Cleopatra?
With the army.
And how many of your men are between her and Alexandria?
Enough.
May I speak? Surely you have come here in peace, mighty Caesar. Nor do we present ourselves to you in anything but warm and respectful welcome.
Actually, our only problem being an internal one of concern only to us. Why have you come, Caesar?
As we all know, when the father of both Ptolemy and Cleopatra died, he named the two of them to rule jointly over Egypt. Rome was appointed a guardian and the executor of his will. I have come in the name of Rome, was why Queen Cleopatra has been deposed, to resolve the differences between her and King Ptolemy and see that they peacefully resume their joint rulership of Egypt.
That will be difficult. Cleopatra has forfeited her right.
I shall try to decide justly.
Don't you see that? He's going to send for her. He's going to bring Cleopatra back.
The sun which sheds his grace upon the ruler of two lands burns too brightly. Perhaps if Lord Ptolemy wishes to retire.
I wish nothing of that kind. I'm not going to be put out of the way until I have watched you. Give him that.
The 1,000 points, my divine majesty, I had almost forgotten. My Lord Ptolemy wishes to enhance his welcome to Caesar by gift of some importance.
Most generous.
The ring. Give him puppy's ring.
And now the token of His Majesty's affection for Rome and regard for Caesar.
On with the crate.
Dead men, they say, you know, bite.
Does it please you, Caesar? They said it would please you very much.
The sun does shed its grace too brightly, becomes too hot here for kings.
My Lord Ptolemy will retire.
For Brutus' sake, he finds himself beholding to us all. Do your best. He speak no harm of Brutus here. This Caesar was a tyrant. Nay, that's certain. We are all blessed that Rome is rid of him. Peace. Let us hear what Antony can say.
You gentle Romans.
Peace ho. Peace ho. Let us hear him.
Friends, Romans, countrymen, lend me your ears. I come to bury Caesar. not to praise him. The evil that men do lives after them. Good is oft interred with the bone, so let it be with Caesar. The noble Brutus had told you Caesar was ambitious. If it was so, it was a grievous fault, and grievously had Caesar answered it. Here, under leave of Brutus and the rest, for Brutus is an honorable man. So are they all honorable men. Come I to speak in Caesar's funeral. He was my friend, faithful and just to me. But Brutus says he was ambitious. And Brutus is an honorable man. He had brought many captives home to Rome, whose ransoms did the general coffers fill. Did this in Caesar seem ambitious? When did the poor have cried, Caesar hath wept? Ambition should be made of sterner stuff. But Brutus says he was ambitious, and Brutus is an honorable man. You all did see that on the Lupercal I thrice presented him a kingly crown, which he did thrice refuse. Was this ambition? I speak not to disprove what Brutus spoke, but here I am to speak what I do know. You all did love him once, not without cause. Then what cause withholds you then to mourn for him? O judgment, the what fled to brood his beast. Men have lost their reason. Bear with me. My heart is in the coffin, there with Caesar, and I must pause till it come back to me.
Methinks there is much reason in his saying, if then considered rightly of the matter, Caesar has that great wrong. As he masters, I think there will be worse come in his place. Mark his words, therefore he will take out of the ground. Therefore he is not ambitious. There is not a nobler man in Rome than Antony. If it be found so, some will bear about it. Poor soul, his eyes are red as fire with weeping. Now mark him, he begins again to speak.
But yesterday the word of Caesar might have stood against the world. Now lies he there, and none so poor to do him reverence. O masters, if I were disposed to stir your hearts and minds to mutiny and rage, I should do Brutus wrong and Cassius wrong, who all you know are honorable men. I will not do them wrong. I rather choose to wrong the dead, to wrong myself and you, than I will wrong such honorable men. But here's a parchment with the seal of Caesar. I found it in his closet. Let but the commons hear his testament, which, oh pardon me, I do not mean to read. And they would go and kiss at Caesar's wounds and dip their napkins in his sacred blood. Thank you.